Okay. So are you ready? So now we are going to the Q&A session. So I pass the time to all of you. Goodbye. Okay.
Testing. So first of all, so thanks for your sharing. So the first question should be, what is the biggest misconception about blockchain?
Misconception about blockchain. I think one of the misconceptions is that people think that blockchain will solve all the problems. Blockchain has its limitations, as I mentioned, the impossible triangle. So a lot of people thought that, blockchain, for example, in GameFi, sometimes you need to have very fast performance. And sometimes, blockchain is not as, when they realize blockchain is kind of slow and sometimes expensive because of Ethereum, the gas fee could be expensive. They thought, blockchain is actually more expensive than cloud service. So they have some misconception about blockchain, and sometimes they're not happy with the performance of blockchain. So that's a misconception. But then there's companies using a more centralized, like a private chain or alliance chain. There are certain blockchains, so it's like EOS, for example, they have 21 nodes, which is far less than Bitcoin or Ethereum. Their performance is much faster. Solana is also more centralized, so their performance is faster. So if you use Bitcoin or Ethereum blockchain, the performance is slow. So that's one.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you.
First of all, thank you for your sharing, Professor. The second question is, we would like to know what did HKBA do to help promoting blockchain development in Hong Kong?
Okay. Regarding Hong Kong Blockchain Association, we are one of the earliest industry associations in Hong Kong, and we are founded by a number of chairmen from the various universities, academic background, and also from the industry, from listed companies. Some of them are also venture capital investment companies. So I think our Hong Kong Blockchain Association is there to promote a more sustainable growth, healthy growth for the industry. So if you have a good project, if you want to meet with investors, we can help you organize pitch sessions. So many of our investors, many of our members are very good investors. They are in listed company, they are venture PE company, they are looking for Web3 new concepts. And we also know many listed companies are also approaching us because they want to find out how the tools to help them to migrate from Web 1, Web 2 into Web 3. For example, some of them may have a traditional Taobao shopping mall, and now we are talking about 3D based virtual reality shopping mall, and we have tools to do that. And there's tools built with Unity 3D software which I believe in the next 3 to 5 years, we're going to see a lot of migration from Web 1, Web 2 into Web 3 into a 3D virtual reality metaverse. So playing games, for example, we see the traditional mobile games. They used to be like Angry Bird, play for fun, play for points, but now they want to change to play to earn, play for crypto. There's a famous NFT game, the StatN, which is the NFT shoes. You could buy the NFT and run and exercise. So there are many similar projects that's move to earn, play to earn, drive to earn coming up. So the new tokenomics, I think, will make the new, in the Web3 world, you can find out ways to surpass the old Web 2 world. So people are thinking about, for example, Web3 based YouTube, Web3 based Facebook, Web3 based Uber, social media, and even headline news. You can do it on Web3. You can use tokenomics, and You can use various tokens to incentivize your users. Basically, you can work with your community. In Web3 is all about community. In the past, you have to talk to investors, and then investors come in, they do due diligence as shareholders, and then the shareholders, investors, that's one stake owner, and then there's the company management, the CEOs, the employees, and then there's also the users. So these are the three different stakeholders. And normally the users, for example, in Alibaba or Tencent, Facebook, YouTube, the users provide most of the content, right? That's UGC, user-generated content. But the users get very little profit share. If you're a very popular content creator on YouTube, you get very, very little bit. Who gets most of the benefit? It's actually, number one, the investors. If the share prices are going up, and what do the investors want? The investors want to minimize costs and to maximize profit and dividend distributed to the investors. So that if you're paying a lot of money to your users, then they're not happy. And if you're paying a lot of money to the employees, they're not happy. So the investors, but the CEO, the investor, the employees, they want to maximize their agency because they serve as an agent. The agency costs, they want to maximize their return as the operator. But I think in the new Web3 economy, it's all about it's all about the tokenomics. It's the project itself. There may not be even a company. Some of the DeFi companies, they don't have a jurisdiction. They only have a website. They have like a source code, and then they're running online. And users get in and they manage their asset, and then all the asset information there is very transparent to the users. So the users, the community can actually benefit. So I think that's the next wave of innovation will come from this area.
Okay. Thank you.
Tony, so we know you're the founder of Blockchain Association, also a great investor. So what sort of blockchain-driven business applications or idea that you ever impressed you so far? And are they success or are they on the right track, and why?
Okay. Well, I've invested from Web 1, Web 2, and now into Web 3. I've looked at a number of projects. I mentioned earlier there's a GameFi project from Hong Kong. The office is in Tsim and they're all local Hong Kong game developers. It's running on the blockchain. It's 9cat.io. You can actually play the game. It's a blockchain game. I believe that's a very innovative. They're all in their 20s and early 30s, very hardworking people. And there's also a social-fi app called Cloud Chat, cloudchat.com, cloudchat.cc. That's a project that I'm also involved in. They're like a WeChat, but it's for the crypto world. As you know, WeChat, because of the jurisdiction in Shenzhen in China, they cannot do anything crypto. They cannot do crypto wallet. So we have this Cloud Chat. It has a crypto wallet, has a crypto payment, so you can do audio, you can do video. It's like a TikTok, but you can build your fans, you build your community, and you can be rewarded directly using the Cloud Chat token, and it's traded on the various crypto exchanges. So it's a chat app, it's a social-fi app with currently with 20 million users and about 200,000 daily active users. So that's another project that I'm involved in. I'm also involved in a few crypto exchanges and NFT marketplace because I also believe in the future there will be more and more demand for NFT, for exchanges and marketplace. And e-commerce, I believe that's also coming up. In the future, there will be a lot of demand for NFT e-commerce. And if you create a website for people to buy and sell and collect e-commerce and trade NFTs, I think there will be big markets. Just like Shopify, there will be Web3 version.
I want to jump in the question. Right now, there's some of the company buying or selling virtual them in a material platform. What do you think? Is this good to invest?
Yeah.
Some of them are very crazy. It costs a lot of money. Yeah.
Well, a lot of people make money, but currently most people, if you invest in Sandbox or Decentraland, these are the two most popular virtual land. I know in Hong Kong, New World, Adrian Lee, he's invested a lot. That's also a project invested by Animalca Brands. So there's my friends, Time Capital, many investors also invested. Depending on what stage you invest, just like Dogecoin, Elon Musk. Before Elon Musk invested in Dogecoin, this Dogecoin Gobi was like less than 1 cent for many years. It was abandoned by everyone, and then Elon Musk supported this, so he went to like to 1 cent, 5 cents, and then 50 cents. I went in about 4 cents shortly after Elon Musk promoted this. So I made some money, and then I sold it at 40 cents. And then there's guys who are still buying it at 40 cents, 50 cents, and now it's back to 6 cents. So it's very speculative. So I think you really need to look at the project and see if it has a good ecosystem. So it has a good community, real world usage for the thing. I think Sandbox has big fans. But like I said, if you invested half a year ago, and right now you probably are like halved your valuation. So it is very risky. So I for most of my crypto portfolio, I still believe in Bitcoin, Ethereum. These are the two major ones. And sometimes I try to do some mining because I can control the cost and how much I can mine.
Okay.
So, we know you definitely have seen a lot of great business idea and some pitch. And so, what's the biggest challenge for Hong Kong to accelerate the blockchain development? Is there anything you want the government and the environment could provide more resources support to the blockchain development in Hong Kong?
Yeah, I think, as I said earlier, Hong Kong has really good opportunities because of the one country, two system. If China can do exactly the same thing, then there will be no use for Hong Kong. It's just like for Macau for many years, because in China they cannot do casino, so Macau profited many years until this COVID-19. Now they're suffering a lot. So Hong Kong, the SFC allows a number of licenses, like a Type 9 virtual asset management license, so you can actually legally set up a crypto fund. And it's protected, it's recognized by the SFC, you have to hire the responsible officers. So I think that the SFC licensed crypto exchanges and crypto asset management companies, they will keep expanding because the real institution investors, they want to invest with government recognition. So if you invest in a non-recognized, non-regulated exchange or asset management, then you could lose everything if something happened. So, but one thing that Hong Kong lacks is talent. I believe in the Web3 world, if you know about NFT, if you know about ERC20, ERC721, the Solidity, the Unity, all these new tools, I believe you're gonna be seek after in the new Web3 employment world. You can probably forget about employment if you know how to build a product. You can build your own product and just interact with the investors and the community, and without much investment, because you are dealing with your users, and the users who buy your product, buy your token, they're going to grow with you. So there's a lot of opportunity. Because in China, they cannot do GameFi, for example. China had a huge developer base for a mobile game, but this only play for fun, play for points. And in China, you cannot do play to earn right now, because China does not allow any cryptocurrency trading. So I see many projects from China, they come to Hong Kong, Blockchain Association. They ask us to help them find local team or international offshore distribution team and marketing team, basically to publish the game outside of China and to help to migrate to Web3 and to get their game token listed on various crypto exchanges outside of China. So, I think that Hong Kong, I always suggest the SAR government to allow more talented programmers to come to Hong Kong, because I think Hong Kong still lacks a lot of programmers. The labor cost is very high. Some of them are moving to Vietnam. I just returned from Vietnam and Singapore. Singapore is also very aggressive in attracting crypto funds and crypto exchanges to move to Singapore and set up and provide a lot of support by the Monetary Authority of Singapore. So I think that's Hong Kong SAR needs to recognize that. For example, the crypto conference, I just returned from Token 2049. For many years, that's the biggest crypto conference in Hong Kong. And because they couldn't come to Hong Kong, for all over the world, they went to Singapore. But now I think the 0+3 or 0+0, hopefully they'll return to Hong Kong soon.
Okay. Okay. So we got questions from the room, and so we have Susan asking, so how can blockchain technology affect or help development of the digital currency electronic payment?
How can
Yes. How can blockchain technology affect the development of digital currency electronic payment?
Okay, DCEP.
Yes, DCP.
The DCEP from China is the digital yuan, is the central bank digital currency. I think there are certainly reasons for China to come out with its own digital currency. For many years, consumers in China, you're using Alipay, you're using Tencent Pay, you're used to using QR code to scan. But then that QR code, there's no digital currency. That's just a central database system that's recognized by the company like Alibaba and Tencent. If something happens to the company, your credits are there. So I think it makes sense for the central bank, the People's Bank of China, to issue its own digital currency. So you can now do a payment even when you're in an offline situation. You can actually do a phone-to-phone via the non-contact smart card. You can do a payment. And for international trade, I think China wants to set up another payment system to surpass or bypass even the SWIFT dominant USD payment system. Because right now international payment, like during the COVID-19, when you want to buy, for the foreign companies, when they want to buy a mask in China, they have to deal with USD and RMB. But I think in the future, international trade with China, they have to use the digital yuan system. But I think that there's also a number of companies doing the exchange, the gateway between the DCEP, the digital yuan, and Hong Kong D and USD or USDT. They're doing the crypto exchanges for that.
Oh, thank you, Tony.
Yeah.
So there's another questions about the investment. So now there's a lot of cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, Dogecoin, and also so recently we have the Luna coins got crushed. So any recommendation for us about investing the cryptocurrencies in the future?
Okay. Number one, only use the money, the extra cash you have if you want to invest. Don't take a loan, don't borrow money, don't take on margin, because, for example, I know people who bought, borrow money and bought Bitcoin at 40,000, now it's at 20,000, and they're still paying interest. They're paying margin interest for that. And then, yeah, Luna was very unfortunate. It was a problem with the algorithm, and I know like 3 arrows, a number of Celsius, a number of crypto investors have really suffered. This billions of dollars went away, but it was based on a flawed algorithm. So yeah, you should take it as a very risky. Luna and UST, they're very risky projects. And like Ethereum, Bitcoin, they've been around for many years. That's more, it's gone through all the roller coaster ride, and if it's still here. So I would look at for example, top 10 or top 20. I look at the project. But sometimes I would look at some of the new startup projects, and I look up just like a venture capital or angel investor. I have to look at the investment, the founding team. Do they really know about the technology, and are they passionate about what they are doing? Are they doing something that's revolutionary, and do they have a prototype, or is it just a white paper? So I would invest in projects that's got more than just white paper. If it's just got the white paper but no prototype, normally I don't invest. So I invest in startup projects that's got they've already done some development. And if they want to expand international, we try to find KOLs and ambassadors for them to promote. There's so many GameFi, DeFi, Metaverse projects that are very creative, and they can expand because the internet has no border, Metaverse has no border. So if you can create a good and fun game, it can just like Axie Infinity. It came from Vietnam, from Ho Chi Minh City, and now for a while was the #1 blockchain game in the world. So now people are really looking at Vietnam. They used to look at IT and programming outsourcing center. They look at Indians. They're very famous for providing, low-cost IT outsourcing. Now for smart contract, for blockchain programming, people are from all over the world. They're looking at Vietnam as a low-cost outsourcing center.
Let me add on. So we are talking about blockchain and digital currency. It doesn't mean that we encourage all of you to do high risky investment. Okay?
Yeah.
This is like the disclaimer that I need to emphasize that. So in the university, okay, I just want you to know about the latest technology, and you need to know about the market. Okay? When you invest in such a high risky digital currency, as Tony said, it's only extra money. Okay, just like when you went into a casino, okay, you need to think, okay, this is entertainment, not for. So by that you win some money. This is not only okay. You can go down to zero. Okay, that's just a game. Okay, but I think it's good for me. I know that, but I never invest in Bitcoin or other digital currency.
I think that investing in other people's coin or tokens are always risky, but you can think about how to build your own coin.
Yeah. This is even better. You can think about how to make use of the blockchain to build your token or to redeem yourself. Yeah. Okay, maybe I guess right now pay to earn. Okay, the concept.
Move to earn, play to earn.
Yeah. I think it's a good. So that means it's an incentive for the player to spend more time. Maybe they can get some money.
Yeah.
But actually, it's not much fun.
Yeah. In the past, when you play like Tetris or even Pokemon Go or Fruit Ninja, Angry Bird, I mean you get some points, you get some high ranking, some proud satisfaction, but then you don't get something real. Nowadays, more and more likely you're going to get a crypto, and that crypto can be exchanged into a crypto exchange, and can be exchanged to some coupons and some real F&B coupons. And that's actually one of the projects that we've also supported is a project called Reverse DAO. It's a point system that helps to redeem cryptos into like food and F&B coupons in Hong Kong.
Yeah. Okay. So any more questions on the task? Any more on the task or comment? No, is this enough?
Well, so there's one more question. I think that question possibly go to a professor.
Okay.
So, what makes PolyU become the ranked #1 best university for blockchain in 2022?
Actually, it's a secret. But I will tell you that apparently because we have some full courses, we have master program, but another way because some of our professors are quite active and famous in that area.
I think they looked at a number of theses, papers,
Paper, and also and some of our professors know the people in that level.
Yeah.
They know the people. Oh, they recognize. There's a lot of famous name talking about blockchain, active in blockchain project, and actually we did something in setting up our different center related to blockchain and digital transformation. We actually compared to other universities, well, almost every month we have some sort of webinar or seminar about blockchain, NFT, something like that, even in the class. Okay. Actually, in October 20, I will also be a moderator for a webinar about NFT. Okay. So we are quite active. So I think they make PolyU #1 in blockchain area. And we start very early. Actually, I proposed blockchain courses dated in 2018 until we have blockchain course probably last year. Okay.
I think the other thing is that Hong Kong, as the overall environment, there's so many investors that are looking at Web3 and blockchain investment. So I think it creates an ecosystem. The professors and the students are doing more thesis and they can also make use of the patent, their technology, and then get funding. I think Hong Kong has a good group of investors and venture and angel investors that will support this.
Yeah, very good. So anyone? No? If no, so maybe thank you, Tony. Actually, it's maybe this is the first time we deliver a talk in
PolyU.
first time. Actually, Tony is a very busy guy and very difficult. And actually,
It's my pleasure.
thank you very much. Even the university center is difficult to find to deliver a talk. Okay. Anyway, so we have a small gift for Tony. Okay.
Okay, thank you.好啊，thank you. Okay.
而家影張相先啦。
哇，好靚喎。
Ready, 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So.
Okay, thank you.
Maybe the whole team. You are the last week with together with the guests.我哋啱啱探過少少啊。呢邊新聞，係啊，平衡，左右平衡啲。揾冇啊？揾冇啊？我哋先伸腰，好，向全部向呢邊行兩步。兩步。OK。好，我哋呢個咩啊？呢個分濕。咩？1、2、3。1、2、3。OK。呢部手機使唔使？ OK， 好啊，我再手機先，得16蚊喎。係，唔該。可以。好。Get ready. 1, 2, 3. Okay, one more. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
我喺度同咁嘅背影影張。
好啊，一齊啦，係啊。
你坐喺度先。
好啊，
我
坐邊度啊？
好。